President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of Nigeria has nominated General Christopher Musa as the new Minister of Defence of Nigeria following the resignation of the former Minister of Defence, Badaru, who resigned yesterday. This is General Christopher Musa, and in this video, we make the analysis about this appointment. Where does the president have the power to appoint a minister in the Federal Republic of Nigeria? Appoint, accept resignation, appoint another one, and all of that. We look at all of that in this video. The power of the president to appoint anyone as minister is in section 147 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. What does it say? There shall be such offices of ministers of the government of the Federation as may be established by the president. By the president, not by any law, but by the president. So the president has the power to create any number of ministries that he wants to create, any number of ministries that he believes will be useful for him to pilot the affairs of his administration optimally. 2, any appointment to the office of minister of the government of the Federation shall, if the nomination of any person to such office is confirmed by the Senate. So it talks about confirmation of the Senate here, right? The president does not on his own appoint and swear in. He nominates, sends the name to the Senate, and the name of the gentleman general has already been sent to the Senate, right? To such office is confirmed by the Senate, be made by the president, right? Provided that no ministerial nominee shall be confirmed by the Senate unless there is evidence of declaration of assets and liabilities of the nominee, so that we know how you have come into office. What do you have at the point of entering office, so that when you are exiting office, the security agencies and the anti-corruption agencies will also verify to know how much you have amassed. 3, any appointment under subsection 2 of this section by the president shall be in conformity with the provisions of section 14 sub 3 of the Constitution. This section talks about federal character, right? And this section says that every appointment made by the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria must be such that gives room for every part of Nigeria to be fairly represented. That's the summary of the law on federal character. So this is where the president derives the power to appoint a minister, to remove a minister, to accept accept resignation at any time, and then replace the person with another person. It is also the president that has the power to create any ministry. Some presidents have had 30 ministers, others have 35, others have 40. The president has the power to create any ministry that he wishes to create under the law. Let's look at the profile of this gentleman that has been appointed, that has been nominated as Minister of Defense. Note that most Nigerian citizens are of the opinion that it should be someone that has an understanding of the security architecture of Nigeria that should be appointed to some of these offices. And this man fits the bill. He fits into the mold. Okay. Christopher Musa was born in Sokoto State in 1967. If you are familiar with the history of Nigeria, 1967 is significant in the history of this country. This is the year that the civil war was declared between Nigeria and Biafra, right? General Musa was born during the civil war year in Nigeria, 1967, right? He received his primary and secondary education also in Sokoto. From there, he attended College of Advanced Studies in Zaria. Okay? He graduated from there in 1986 and applied to the Nigerian Defence Academy, where he was enrolled as a cadet. Okay? And he was enrolled in the Nigerian Defence Academy in 1986. He stayed in the Nigerian Defence Academy, went through his studies and training, and graduated in 1991 with a bachelor's degree in science, right? Here, this is General Christopher Musa. He was commissioned into the Nigerian Army as a second lieutenant, which is the commencing officer rank in the Nigerian Army, right? And that was in 1991. That was the year he finished from the Nigerian Defence Academy. He rose through the ranks and became a general. He rose to the peak, the zenith of his career in the Nigerian army. That means he had been second lieutenant, captain, major, lieutenant colonel, and so on until he became a general in the army. He rose through the ranks and became a general. He held several offices in the Nigerian army. The offices included General Staff Officer 1, Training and Operations at the headquarters of 81 Division. He was also the commanding officer, 73 Battalion. He was also Assistant Director Operational Requirements, Department of Army Policy and Plans. He was also the infantry representative and member training team at the Nigerian Army headquarters of the Armored Corps of the Army. In 2019, General Musa served as Deputy Chief of Staff, Training and Operations at the Headquarters Infantry Center and Corps of the Nigerian Army. This is the general, and this is when he became the Chief of Army Staff. He also served as Commander, Sector 3, Operation Lafia Dole. He also served as Commander, Section 3, Multinational Joint Task Force in the Lake Chad region. You know, the Lake Chad region is a very volatile region, right? Where the insurgency is at its peak at that, very region. So he served there. In 2021, General Musa was appointed Theater Commander, Operation Hadinkai. He later became commander of the Nigerian Army Infantry Corps before being appointed Chief of Defence Staff by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Correction, he was Chief of Defence Staff, having been appointed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. General Musa attended several courses within and outside Nigeria. One of the things you cannot take away from a military officer of his rank in Nigeria is the fact that that person has had the benefit of training at home and abroad, several courses at home and abroad. A lot of people say that he is a square peg in a square hole. He has the experience, he has the education, he has the training, he has the international exposure, and he has his hands on the job, having commanded all these operations in the theater of war. He's one of the most experienced military officers that Nigeria has produced since independence in 1960. General Musa will be 56 years old on December 25. He belongs to the League of Nigerian Citizens, League of Citizens of the World that were born on the 25th day of December. And you know how significant that day is to several persons in the country. His appointment comes at a time that Nigeria is facing serious security challenges in many parts of the country, right? And it is expected that he will bring his wealth of experience, military knowledge, and strategy to bear. If the appointment is confirmed, because his name has been sent to the Senate, he has to appear before the Senate, not dressed in military uniform this time around because he has retired from the military. He left the military, I think, 2 months ago, and the president has brought him back as a result of the resurgence of, security attacks, security concerns in the country. So he's going to appear before the Senate, not dressed in military uniform. He's going to be dressed in civilian uniform because the office that he is appointed to occupy is a civilian office, no more a military office. And from there, he will attend cabinet with the president, the Federal Executive Council meeting. He will be attending it with the president and other members of the Federal Executive Council, sharing thoughts on how to secure the country better and how to move the country forward. A successful man, this is his wife, this is him with the president of Nigeria, and this is him with the vice president of Nigeria. I think this was done at the point of his passing out, of his leaving the Nigerian military after several years of meritorious service to his fatherland. We wish him all the best as he steps into the office of Minister of Defence. who is going to be in charge of security, working in partnership with other security agencies in the country, with all the security agencies in the country, to ensure that Nigeria is properly defended. We hope that he appears before the Senate and does himself and his family proud by effectively responding to the questions that will certainly be asked. And let me, before I end this video, let me say something. Nigeria has had what I call the unfortunate spectacle of people appearing before the Senate and being asked to take a bow. I do not know of any job, a serious job, that you go for the interview and as you appear, you are asked to take a bow. We don't want to see that as the nominee appears before the Senate. What we want to see is robust engagement of this nominee. Yes, we know that he has the experience as a security person, as a military general. He has all the experience. But we also want to know what's going to be his responses to the various security questions that will be asked him at the Senate. Please let it not be business as usual. Nigeria is in a shape that is very uncomfortable to all members of this society, and we want to hear from him what he intends to do differently. But on the whole, I wish him all the best in his new appointment, in his nomination, and I wish him success at the Senate as he appears before the members of Parliament. Many thanks always for watching.